Imagine that a town with over 1 million residents, we have got everyone on acting capacity, from the town clerk who doesn't stay in Chitungwiza, the home management are all on the acting capacities. Even the mayor is an acting mayor.
You've raised very pertinent issues to do with how our council is being run, like the acting positions. This is one of the biggest problems that we need first of all to deal with it before we start talking about providing service to Chitungwiza residents. Because the moment that every position has got an acting capacity, it means it's not accountable to anybody. Is not in a substantive position. We have interviewed candidates to replace those positions, key positions, like the two major positions that we have targeted as Chitungwiza municipality was the town clerk's position and the chamber secretary, who is more or less like a town clerk when he's not there, the chamber secretary. So we've done a process that we are also waiting from local government. But the problem that we have as a local authority is like most of the functions don't like making decisions in terms of employing senior managers doesn't rely in the councillors' hands. We do the interview, we do the normal procedures, we do everything under the HR policy, but we send those things to local government board, which is the last say. But these are some of the challenges that we are having, but we are trying to take care of those. We've done our organogram, which was approved by the central government recently. We are trying now to put things in place, but it's a process that we doesn't have control over as councillors. We profile solutions and do our oversight role. The central government doesn't have the political will to also try to augment the councillors in whatever we are trying to provide solutions. Like there's a lot of interference from the central government in terms of making decisions. We make decisions, most of them are reversed.
So how are we going to have solutions for the water problem that we are having? Yes, we know that we were born, people talking of the construction of Muda Dam, and up to now nothing has happened. Sewage, we are tired.
With this creature, the PD's office, which was created recently by the political leadership, it's stopping a lot of programs that we've started as council. Most of the things, like we wanted to build some people's market to try to look at the informal traders, because our economy has been informalized. We've engaged people to start building those things, but we give a directive by the central government to revert back to start to deal with the ZETA, which is a creature which has been also created by the central government to stop developments cutting across local authorities. We should do things going through ZETA, which should give us a nod again. It's a process again which needs time. So every time we try to provide solutions, we're stopped from doing those things.
Honestly speaking, for more than 6 months without having a pay, and you expect me to go and repair sewage in your houses, you expect me to go and collect garbages, you expect me to go and do anything that they are supposed to be done. First, consider the payment of all council workers so that they can be happy when they go to work.
On the issue of workers, it's one of the things that we are taking care. When we came in with a 27-month backlog on salaries for workers, we've reduced it to around 10-12 months. We are trying under very difficult circumstances. These are the same residents that we try to push to pay their rates. When they are not getting service, they don't pay their rates. So we are relying on a rent card, which we should get for residents, but if they don't pay, because we are not providing solutions to them, we are not providing the proper service that they want, they end up refusing again to pay that rent card. We try to augment by doing some projects, but the central government always have got the last say on things that we want to do as a local authority.
They need the garbage. We have the cars. Yes, the cars are few, but we have yet the council giving us excuses. There is no diesel. The cars are, there's no, the other car doesn't have another part, etc. All this is happening in Chitungwiza. Saka isusu as residents, we wonder, how are we going to get water? How are you going to collect the garbage?
The garbage thing that she's crying, we really understand. That's why our first step was to try to procure those compactors so that they can also augment the garbage. When we came in, we had refuse dump sites all over the world. But now we are not saying we've arrested everything, but we slowly, it's a process that we are trying to push on.
Councillor Munogara, you sit in the Nyatsime committee, I don't know what you call it. How far with the regularization of over 55,000 houses? We
interviewed people who were already sitting there because, look, this was a peri-urban, which was a farming with a commercial, in fact, small-scale farmers. And there was also a lot of land barons parceling out land there. So many challenges that we are trying to put in place. But the one good thing that I can promise you, we will be hitting the ground running right now. We've built the office for the joint committee. It's called Manyame Chitungwiza Joint Committee, which is taking care of 6 farms between Beatrice, which is Manyame Rural Authority, and Chitungwiza Municipality. Then
the clinics. Honestly speaking, the 4 clinics that we have in Chitungwiza, there is no medication. There is no medication, poor public relations by the nurses as well, because honestly, these are the same nurses that we are talking about that are not being paid for over a year. So how are we expecting to have them?
Then clinics like the hospitals were taken away from local authority by the central, even the workers. It's important, the Minister of Health should be trying to bring medicine in these clinics, but they've taken out the staff and the proper day-to-day running. We are trying to collapse the health department because all the staff have been taken by the Ministry of Health. It's being run by the central government. But like you have said, we still have the jurisdiction, like the licenses and the workers, some of the things there, they are being done by council. We understand. But in the process of procuring medicines and all of this should be now lying in the hands of the ministers and health. See that Zimbabwe Development Association, something. So it's always putting bodies that try to curtail the functions of the local authority cutting across the town. We had the programs that we had started in terms of building people's market after realizing that the industry is now informal. People are living on selling. So we wanted to build some people's marketing cutting across. But also, we've been stopped by the central government. Even the council itself, as a councillor, you would find in my ward, I've managed to get some donors when I went to the ZITF who wanted to build a classroom block in my ward at one of my primary school, which is so many kids which are on Ward City. I managed to get some partners when I went to the trade fair last year. Wanted to build a classroom block. Try also to construct a clinic for my ward, because my ward is touching part of Nyatsime, the other side, which is in the peri-urban side. There's no clinics there. There are no roads. I wanted to build a clinic there. They wanted also to do some 4-5 new boreholes for my ward. But because of the system, we are not allowed to bring in investors as councillors. You can't outsource investors to bring them directly into your ward. They should go the local government ministry and this other ministry which deals with the small and medium programs. We are not able to do that as a council. So it's something that stops councillors doing their job. So it's the problems that the quarantine center that you were talking about is something that we had plans on. But when the Minister of Health took over the responsibility of running of the clinics, we thought they were going to also take care of the quarantine center that we wanted to build. Thank you so much.